Welcome back, viewers. What happens when the spotlight that once celebrated your art suddenly turns into something that invades your humanity? That's the difficult question many are now asking after an unexpected moment involving BTS's V, Kim Taehyung, took the internet by storm. Before we begin, please take a second to subscribe and turn on notifications. Because this story isn't just about fame, it's about what happens when admiration crosses the line into exposure. There are moments in life that no one, not even the most seasoned celebrity, can ever be ready for. You can spend years perfecting your craft, pouring your heart into music, dance, and art, only to find yourself trending for something completely unrelated to any of it. One second you're praised for your voice, your kindness, your style, and the next, you're at the center of a storm you never asked for. That's exactly what happened recently when a short behind-the-scenes video of BTS's V began spreading online. It was shared by a fan account claiming it showed a casual moment backstage before a show, nothing unusual at first glance. Taehyung was surrounded by stylists, staff, and the usual flurry of last-minute preparations. But as the clip shifted, something in the frame caught the internet's attention. And within moments, the video became the center of a wildfire. It didn't matter whether the situation was innocent or misunderstood, the internet doesn't wait for context. In seconds, screenshots spread across Twitter, TikTok, and fandom forums. Hashtags filled timelines, some calling for privacy, others taking a darker turn. They trended alongside speculative and invasive posts that blurred compassion into curiosity. Many fans pleaded with others to stop sharing, to think before reposting. But as always happens online, not everyone listened. The pull of gossip and viral attention was stronger than empathy for many. And somewhere in that endless scroll of reactions and retweets, a boundary was crossed, not just between celebrity and audience, but between decency and exploitation. Think about it for a moment. Imagine dedicating your life to art, working tirelessly to bring joy to millions around the world. And then, one random frame, one accidental, private moment, becomes the only thing people can talk about. That's the reality of modern fame. The same light that lifts you up also burns when it turns too close. This isn't the first time an artist has found themselves caught in this cruel pattern. From Hollywood to Seoul, the story repeats, a private moment leaks, the internet reacts, and the person at the center is left carrying the weight of humiliation while strangers debate whether it was their fault. But with Taehyung, this moment feels heavier. Because BTS isn't just another group, it's a global movement. Their name stands for hope, artistry, unity, and love for millions across generations. When a story like this surfaces, it doesn't just affect one person. It shakes the emotional core of an entire fandom built on respect and connection. And that leads to a deeper question: what drives people to share something that was never meant for them? Why does the forbidden attract us, even when it hurts someone else? Psychologists call it the voyeur effect, a deep, almost instinctive curiosity about the private lives of others, magnified by fame. It's the same urge that keeps tabloids in business, the same force that pushes paparazzi to chase cars for a photo. But now, every person with a phone can become their own paparazzi, and every social media feed becomes a public courtroom where strangers judge, speculate, and gossip without pause. To some, it feels harmless. Everyone's curious, they say. He's a public figure, it comes with the territory. But does fame truly mean surrendering your right to privacy? Where is the line between interest and intrusion? Somewhere out there, perhaps alone in a quiet moment, Taehyung may have seen the trending topics. The still frames. The jokes. The posts that turned something personal into a spectacle. And we can only imagine what that must feel like, to be loved by millions yet stripped of your dignity in an instant. He's always been known for his calm strength, his way of smiling through difficult moments to protect his fans from worry. But even the brightest stars can feel the cold of that spotlight when it turns harsh. There's something deeply unsettling about how the internet amplifies human flaws. It builds idols so high that even an innocent mistake or misunderstanding can become a global scandal. Fame used to mean admiration, now it often means exposure. Every detail, every expression, every second is frozen, dissected, and judged. And the fans, caught in the middle, feel that conflict deeply. Some are heartbroken, some angry, others confused. Many rush to defend him, flooding hashtags with love, support, and messages of respect. Others can't look away, torn between compassion and curiosity. A few even step back entirely, overwhelmed by how blurred the lines have become between reality and the fantasy of celebrity life. But here's the truth that keeps getting lost in all the noise: behind every idol, behind every filter, is a human being. Someone who deserves the same boundaries, respect, and dignity as anyone else. Visibility is not the same as consent. Just because someone is famous doesn't mean they owe the world every piece of themselves. The algorithms, though, reward the opposite. They feed on outrage, shock, and scandal. The more people click, the faster the story spreads. What begins as a moment of empathy quickly turns into entertainment. And the cycle never stops, it just moves on to the next target. Within 24 hours, the video had burned through the internet. It became a headline, then a meme, then for many, a punchline. But for Taeyong, the emotional impact doesn't disappear in a day. The mind replays the violation long after the hashtags fade. That's the painful paradox of fame: it gives visibility but takes away peace. It brings admiration but demands perfection. And when something goes wrong, even unintentionally, it leaves behind a scar that fame can't heal. What's perhaps even more painful is not the video itself, but what it revealed about us, the audience. The speed with which people turned someone's vulnerability into public entertainment. The way empathy gave way to gossip. The realization that for many, curiosity outweighed compassion. That's what truly hurts. Because for an artist like Taeyong, who has always shared his emotions, his music, and his art so openly, such an invasion isn't just about privacy, it's about trust. It's about realizing that some of the same people who cheer for you might also be the ones spreading your pain. The real story here isn't what was seen, but what was lost: the sense of safety between an artist and the world he creates for. The connection built on love and respect suddenly tested by the cruelty of virality. And in the days that followed, that conflict became visible. The fandom itself seemed divided. One side tried to bury the incident, flooding timelines with positivity and words of comfort. The other side couldn't stop talking, analyzing, and speculating. It was like watching a digital reflection of human nature, half empathy, half curiosity. If this story makes you pause, makes you think, then maybe it's time to ask what kind of audience we want to be. Because at the end of the day, fame is not ownership. Popularity doesn't erase privacy. And respect is still a choice. So if you believe that empathy matters, if you